I might be able to answer, well, not answer, but at least give you my perspective on some of the questions that was brought up here. And what I wanted to really say is, what intrigued me most about this occupation is how quickly this has come up, and it has just spread everywhere. And that's one of the reasons is each and every person can relate to it one way or the other. I mean, I'll give you one or two personal experiences here where you find you just can't do anything about it. You are up in front of such a huge force that there's nothing you can do. If I can give you simple examples of my own. A couple of years ago, I went to buy a few things from not Walmart, from Home Depot. I brought it in, and then I was trying to do the calculations. It's actually a house that was building. And then I saw it was about $500 worth of stuff. I purchased it, and I was entering into the computer, and I saw that the tax was not tallying up. And the tax was about 50 cents more than what they should have charged. I got it shouldn't happen. So I kept quiet, and then again after a couple of days ago, I went back and I bought about $1,000 worth of material. I went back, and then again I did the calculation on the computer, and the computer wouldn't accept it. So it's about $1 more. And then I did the calculation on a calculator, and I looked at it, they have charged more. So I went back, and then I said, you have charged me $1 more on the tax. I couldn't see it, all the prices occurred, but the amount that you have charged, it was about 7.5% Quebec tax, and then it was about 6% on your GST, I think, at that time. So I said, you have charged more. And then he did the calculations. He says, yeah, oh yes. Oh, okay, we'll change it. That's about it. Again, after about 2-3 weeks ago, I went back again. I bought that same thing again. I said, you haven't changed it anything. Oh, we spoke to your head office, and they're going to do it. Nothing happened. After a month, again, I went back. I had to buy a few things again, and I said, again, you have done it. So now, in about 1 month, I had already paid about $4 or $5 more. So I said, you got to give me back this. I mean, you shouldn't be charging this money. So I said, well, this is done in Atlanta. We don't do it. So now I started thinking about it. I said, look at the amount of money, the turnover they have. If they have $250 million and then they're charging on every $1,000 about $1 more, how much money they are making? So I didn't like it. I came back. They had not changed it. Apparently they have spoken to me. I called, first I called the Ministry of Finance, and then I called them and said, this is what is happening. He says, oh yeah, okay, we'll take a look at it. I said, okay, is there a number that I can call back so that you have done something I can know about it? No, that's about it. Okay, so I thought, okay, what did I call press? I called the Tribune. I said, look, this is what they are doing it. So it's really very interesting. Somebody will call you back. Yes, nobody called. And why would they do it? I mean, I think, then I realized that, they won't do it because they get their advertisement from them. So if they go and then talk about that, then they're not going to get any advertisement. So this is just one corporation they're doing it on. Now, I can give you many other examples, my own personal ones. You might also have other examples. The whole system that we have is rotting from inside. Okay? Now, take for example, if you get a parking ticket. Okay, you park your car, you got a $30 ticket. Suppose it was not correct that they gave you. You wanted to contest it. You have to spend the whole day, and then if you didn't do it, you have to pay $150. So if you want to go and then seek the justice, if you have to pay more than the punishment itself, what kind of justice system is this? Okay? Our principles that have been written, they're all good. But later on, in the last 50, 60 years, all those technocrats who are there, they've tinkered it so much that it has totally changed. It's whether it is a finance system, whether it's a corporations, whether our justice system, everywhere we can relate it. And that's why you'll see in Occupy movement that everyone has their own story on their billboard or whatever they have that, and they want to say, this is wrong. Okay? Now the question comes in, how are we going to change this? Some of the corporations have done so much that your and my future is at stake. Okay? Now I'll give you some examples here. Let's talk about the US currency. Okay? The amount they owe is almost $14 trillion. Do you know how much that money is? I mean, I should have had a slide. If you take $100 bill, if you put it one next to the other, it'll go around the earth twice. It's that amount of money. $100 bill, just keep it one beside the other. Okay? So now, how are they going to pay? How is it going to affect? Okay? Now, all the American economy that exists, now, it's mostly on, at least the currency that's there here, on trust. Okay? If I give you a very simple example where everyone can understand, the system that the United States has is, like for example, let's say on China, okay? Or let's say on the United States. Here's China, he's giving me a product. He sold me a, let's say, a TV. I gave him a check. Okay, here it is. And then he takes the check, and he needs parts, he goes to Taiwan. And Taiwan says, okay, I want parts, but I don't have money, I have his check. I says, okay, good. I'll accept it, no problem. So he accepts, he gets the parts. She needs oil. So she goes to Saudi Arabia and says, look, I have this currency, this check. Will you accept it? I want some oil. So he says, okay, that's fine. So the check that I've given is being circulated among them. And I got the TV free. I haven't paid for it. They haven't brought it to the check. So all they've done is printed the money and then given it. So one day, when the trust goes off, the whole money comes back home. What happens? We got to pay. Where will the money come from? Okay? All our tax money, or not the tax money, our pension money, or everything that's there, okay? Now they are being tapped. If that goes away, what future will we have? We have to pay that money somehow. All the deficits that there's somebody we have to pay. Okay? Now that all affects each and every one of us. Look at the corporations, what they're doing. Now, banks especially, everybody's angry at banks. I mean, there's a reason for it. Now, you take the deposit, you keep it, and then you lend more than what you have. So what's happening is the interest is coming. As long as the economy is working, as long as you people borrow money from the banks, they keep making money on nothing. Like somebody said, the best way to rob the money is to own it back. Okay? That's exactly what it is. So each and every one can relate to what's happening. So now, how do we change the system here? I don't know. But at least we can collect the problems that are there. One way is maybe because our Constitution on the top, which is written, is really good, the underneath, that's the system that's there that we've got to change. Maybe whether we go elect the right people instead of just the parties. Like in the United States, there's an argument, why should we elect only Republicans and Democrats? Maybe I think we should have somebody else, okay? They should have a chance to get elected and then come in. Or maybe I think it's good people now, you have to participate in it and then change the system that way. We don't want certainly the system what we have in Syria or Libya. All we have to do is discuss it non-violently and then work towards this. That's the only way I think we can work. Okay, that's what you said.